What's going on, Gray Pill Podcast? Yo, I appreciate y'all guys for coming in. I see y'all in the chat just hanging out for a minute. It's like me as always, your host with the most and jealous, giving it to you like it always is. We're going to have a great conversation, a great discussion. Say what's up to the wife B, Mika Meek. What's going on, Meek?
Hi, hubby.
Hey, that was hot. And like always, my brother from another mother. We got Primal from Primal Studios. What's going on?
Yo,
Primal?
what's up, everybody?
He got the dog Max, and he making sure he's staying on both sides of the spectrum.
You know, I'm an equal opportunity. Keep it real. I'm bridging the gap, baby. Bridging the gap.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey, I like the vibes in the background. I feel like we tested that out on a stream before, and it got some rave reviews.
Yeah, it mastered it too. So there you go. And okay, cool. All right, so what's up to everybody? What's up to Black Scale? Bernie, what's going on, Bernie? Profo, what's good, Profo, and everybody in the chat. Again, when you came in, appreciate y'all. Hit the likes, hit the sub if you're new. I promise you, we're gonna give you great conversation and entertainment along the way. All right, so we're gonna have a good discussion. As you've seen the thumbnail and everything above and below, we're going to be discussing about traditional femininity, masculinity. Is it dead? Is it still going? Did it merge somehow? I don't know. So let's keep it cracking. Yeah. All right. We're going to do something a little bit differently here at the Great Pill Podcast. Like always, everything's not black and white. Boom. There you go. About a week ago, Primal had some notes, did some homework on a great conversation. And I didn't think it would be fair for us to just take over this conversation. So we're going to have Primal pretty much do the lead of this topic debate, of this conversation, and see, and we'll take it from there. So Primal, what you got for us, bro?
Yeah, thanks for that. So last week, what was that, Monday? Well, I guess, 5-6 days ago, I got invited onto the Duke and Dong stream, and we were going to be talking about traditional masculinity and femininity. Is it dead? Right? And I had notes prepared and everything. You know me, I like to be prepared for things. So I came in, I had some great value notes, and we were going to have a great conversation. And it kind of started that way. But we got derailed. And I'm not going to say it was a bad derailing, but it was a derailment. And it kind of went off the hinges about what traditional masculinity and femininity was, and turned into a Q&A on what it means to be a Decepticon, I think. And so, that being said, Angela.
Further ado.
Yeah. So Angela said, "Hey man, let's actually have that conversation." So here we are.
All right, appreciate you. Now I saw something here in the clip. So you already know how I do on my end. I throw the little video clips, but I saw one that came about there was a discussion. One gentleman actually gave a brief description of the topic, and I want to. Well, first of all, do anybody feel like, just giving their just dues on the matter? What do they feel like? What is traditional masculinity and femininity? Anybody want to take a crack at like what you hear when you hear masculinity? What do you hear when you hear femininity? And I'll go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think of the archetype strong masculine man that's physically in shape. He's the leader of his household. He's out there crushing it in the business world. He's respected by other men, especially other men that are of status, if you will. He's also desired by women out there, and he's just kind of a dude that's out there just like crushing the world. And I think of like the old cowboys, right? They're like, I'm gonna live my life, I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it, nobody's gonna tell me any different, and most of them hopefully are doing it in a good way. That's kind of my idea. Like if you look at some of the John Waynes or some of those kind of things, when you think of traditional masculinity, I kind of imagine that, right? And then when I think about, and I saw Black Silver, Stoicism. I think Stoicism is a huge part of what, and hey, shout out to the chat. Y'all are bringing it in here already, so I really appreciate y'all. But it's, I think Stoicism is kind of a lost art in terms of something that I would call a traditional building block of masculinity, right? And then when I think of traditional femininity, I think of women that are soft and kind and caring and empathetic, and traditional femininity, I would say, are actually kind of like, they're kind of quiet and a little bit reserved, and they're dressed femininely, if I would say that, perhaps, and they have long hair and they have some of these other traits, but they're kind of just like the, I don't know, old school kind of feminine idealistic things that we see in some of the movies, right? Like you had John Wayne and you had Miss Kitty, right? And that's kind of like those traditional roles. That's at least how I see it. So I've rambled on for long enough. I'll stop long.
Oh no, you're good, bro.
Amika,
so what do you hear? What do you feel like when you hear masculinity and femininity?
I hear, I just want to let you know that this music is really distracting for me. Just future reference. Reminds me of Pornhub.
What kind of hub are you watching?
It's the girls' side of Pornhub. They always have this music.
Is that what I've been missing out on? I like the music.
I love it. But go ahead.
Okay, so I feel like masculinity is usually like, I love that you use the word stoic. That's one that I rarely ever use, and I should, because it's a great way to describe it. But I think I focus more on like the traditional masculinity is someone that like wants a family, wants to provide for his family, wants the traditional thing of like having a commitment, and like wants to be supported by a woman and wants to support a woman and protect her. And when I think of femininity, I think of a female I don't really think of her as like quiet or reserved, but I definitely feel more nurturing. I feel like when men are in their traditional masculinity, they're a lot stronger and confident. And I feel like when women are also in their traditional femininity, they don't have to protect themselves. They're a lot less defensive, more nurturing, more compassionate, more loving, more kind. And there's like women that like enjoy creating that atmosphere. That's what I usually like picture in my head.
Okay. For me, like I said, it's pretty much basic. Like when I hear masculine, I hear like, the guy, the man's man, strong, muscular, pretty much the leader role, just get stuff done. Feminine, same thing, a little bit just sort of primal saying when I just hear, like, I think of just a woman, feminine, petite, in all shapes or forms. And that's pretty much what I hear when I hear for those two. But I have a clip here. I wanted to, it was one guy that's given his description that he was actually reading from Wikipedia back in, I think, like 19 something. He'll explain it, what was a definition, textbook of what it was. And he'll give us like a little quick briefing of it. So let me share this real quick. And I actually thought about Poppy, but just for shits and giggles, because I know we always have that oddball in the group. You know what I'm saying? So I did speed it up. So if you hear something that sounds a little mousy, I don't think I need to say it's mousy because it got sped up. So I think, but unfortunately, I have to say it. So let me share this real quick. All right, y'all can see the screen.
Shout out to Jocko. I love this man. Just so you all know. All right.
Yeah, I just recently watched him. He's like a good. His little motto. Hold up.
That's differently today. But what I did want to do, what I did look up is, I said, okay, what is it? What is a feminine characteristic and what is a masculine characteristic, generally speaking? Yeah. Now, okay, I'm just going to read them first. Masculine. This is coming from some website about psychology, right? Masculine, strong, controlled, focused, powerful, centered, purpose-driven, loves a challenge and competition, single task-oriented, problem solver, wants freedom and release, makes big things small, forgets, needs admiration and appreciation, wants to be needed and respected. The masculine intimacy killer is being criticized, controlled, or shut out. So those are the masculine.
All right, that's his. Well, it's not his, but that's pretty much what he read from the textbook of the masculine version. Do anybody pretty much agree with that so far of what we feel like as a masculine?
Yeah, I'm working with it.
I mean, like, no. But before she get up,
Cruncher over here.
we got a question in the chat real quick.
Yeah.
Someone said you couldn't eat before the stream. Minka? Question mark.
And
all right, there you go.
And
question
Bible,
answered.
speaking of eating, he said the pizza man was coming for me soon. And you know what, man? I'm not going to lie right now. If the pizza man came and had extra sausage, I'd let him in the door. It'd be all right.
Absolutely.
Yo, and real talk, shout out to Pearly Things, because I remember she did a live stream for like an hour and she ordered pizza and she's like, hey, I'm sorry, I'll be right back. Left the whole stream live, went to go get her pizza for 20 minutes. Everybody waited, came back. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, I ordered pizza and hey, it came and did her thing and went back to the stream.
You know what?
For 20 minutes?
She had to be like good 10, 20. I'm saying good 10.
Did it drop off bad?
Damn.
No, everybody just started laughing like, yo, did she really just leave the middle of the podcast just to go get some pizza?
I'm dead. I love that.
You know, Minka's gonna be onto something. She's gonna sign up her OnlyFans for her chowing down on a piece of bacon, and that's gonna bring in the bucks, man.
Or the YouTube channel with the ASMR, just hey, I'm eating.
I hate that stuff. I
That's
hate
what
it
the other
because they're always eating like this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I seen a girl
Like-
like Lily suck on a straw and she like making noises as she trying to punch the hole in the straw. Okay, but all right, since we're veering off, but yeah. So why you like kind of nodding your head like no, Mika on the matter?
Because I think it's like traditionally, when a guy gets to a certain point, they're not really thinking. That made it to me. It made it sound like the masculinity he's describing was a little bit like self-centered and needy and like with like a lower self-esteem, needs attention, needs appreciation. Like it made it very definitive, and I didn't like that because
Is that more a female trait though too? I mean, that is me just guessing, like because a lot of women, and this is again only speaking anecdotal just from my experience, like most women feel like they have a lot of need on a majority of things, not all things, just majority. What's going on, CJ?
What does that have to do with? What does that have to do with the definition of the masculine side?
No, when you mentioned the need. No, when you mentioned the
to.
need. Okay, when you just mentioned the need part, so I just figured I hear sometime. Okay.
I feel like I'm missing out on whatever Nixon said there when he said all caps. No, I wasn't being attacked, brother. It's okay, man.
All right, moving along.
Characteristics. Here's the feminine characteristics: free, flowing, open, radiant. Wild, destructive, emotion-driven, seeks and gives love, nurturer, multitasker, diffused awareness, wants to gather, talk, vent, makes small things big, remembers, needs reassurance and attention, wants trust, connection, and praise, the intimacy
Froze for a second.
unseen, unsafe, or misunderstood. Now,
all right, that's again not to throw shade on him, but that's pretty much not his, but that's pretty much what he's reading from back in the day, a textbook of what the description or the definition of this the femininity and the masculine side of the definition. It was, now this is me. When I heard this on the feminine side, I was like, isn't there a lot of guys that have that same type of energy, that same type of description? Or am I just pretty much just talking left with this?
Which parts of it, Angelus?
He said we said vent or something. I feel like I need to go back, but I know the main one stuck out. It's like make small stuff big. And I thought that was a broad thing because that could mean anything. That could mean like, okay, well, either you're building something, trying to make some achievements, or you're just making the littlest complaint into a big thing.
Like making a mountain out of a molehill kind of thing.
Yeah, I love that saying.
Yeah. I feel like if you're a practitioner of Stoicism, like a traditional man should be, then you would not have the making a mountain out of a molehill kind of thing. So I guess if it's not a masculine trait, then, you know, if it's not a masculine trait, then by default, is it then a feminine trait? You know what I mean? That's a good question.
Yeah. Because let me go wrap it. I'm not gonna throw his face in there just so we can hear it again. Because I wanted to kind of break down each little piece he was mentioning about the female one.
Wild, destructive.
I want to make sure that's the female one he was talking about.
Here's the feminine characteristics. Okay. Free, flowing, open, radiant.
Okay, we agree with that so far?
I mean, You had me at flowing.
Yeah. All right.
Radiant.
Yeah. Wild, destructive.
Wild, destructive. I'm good with the wild part, but it depends on the energy and what type of wild we're talking about. We're talking about, hey, if I'm laying in bed, she decides to just wildly jump on top of me and just like be flirtatious, I'm fine with that. If she's wildly surprising me something for my birthday, this shout out to me, it's coming out in April 24th. Yeah, then of course, I'll go with that. But then you're mentioning destructive. A lot of men in these spaces is saying that a lot of women overall is very destructive.
Well, hell hath no fury.
Like a woman.
Scorn. But at the same time, this is the issue that I'm having with these definitions. This is not a traditional definition of masculinity and femininity. This is more of like what it could be. Because every man can be needy and no, man. Every masculine can be like needy and attention seeking and that kind of stuff. But that's not what we're really talking about. And every woman absolutely can be destructive. But again, we're not talking about that. We're talking about traditional roles. Mm-hmm. That's where I think I'm having an issue because if a woman is radiant and in her femininity and nurturing, she's not going to, more times than not, she's not going to be driven by her emotions. She's going to be more nurturing and laid back. But if she's messed up in the head and hasn't done anything and is not in her feminine energy, she's gonna lead only with her emotion. She's gonna be destructive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's why I'm having an issue with this guy's definition.
Yeah, and again, and not to, I'm saying he's pretty much reading from a past one, and I'm trying to, when we're having these conversations, I'm trying to make sure that we bridge the gap with the current events of our times, what we see versus what he's reading, because even on both ends, this is just me. The definition we personally gave, it was just not 100% of the definition that he read out from the men's side. And then most of it from both sides, from me, I felt like it could go both ways. You know what I'm saying? A man could be destructive because we pretty much consider ourselves like walking weapons.
As you are.
Yeah, as we are. But he didn't. That wasn't mentioned on the men's side though. For the definition, I also feel like we can be very emotional, but a scary emotional, meaning you can't control your emotion. Meaning that if you're put in a certain situation, let's say, for example, Primal, like I can see with a clear cut conscience, like if Primal's home or his family is some way threatened or disrespectful, he would become destructive. Respectfully so.
And I probably wouldn't even have to become destructive. I have two instruments of destruction that are like nearby at all times. So yeah.
Exactly. Now let's wind that down. Then you still have these other men that's not in that space where it's pretty much destructive and emotional just on GP. You can say something to them to get triggered. You can kind of bump into them. They'll get triggered. You can kind of like by mistake step on your foot as you're trying to go down a row of stairs. People, a lot of men get triggered, and these are little certain situations like this. So I see it on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I see more sides on the men's side when it comes to little silly situations like that, because really I could see a woman walking across and she's bumping to another woman. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Another dude doing it. Oh,
was good, fam.
Oh!
Good, home.
oh, we're gonna have that moment now. You stepped in my Air Force Ones. I spent all my 3 weeks of checks on this bad boy just to get these sneakers. Oh, it's on now, Prime. It's on. You and the dogs gotta go.
And you know what? And you hear a phrase come up, or a talk track come up, something to the effect of this, because I'm going to butcher it slightly, but it's not. Dangerous men, strong men aren't actually the dangerous thing. They're not actually the destructive thing. It's the weak. It's if a man is dangerous and capable of violence,
Ooh.
but he has it under control, he's actually an asset to the world.
Thank you.
The ones that are destructive are the weak men that act out and lash out.
Let me femininely snap to that masculine trait right there.
Yeah.
Well, no, because let's keep it 100. Like, in this world, as a man, you should be very capable of extracting violence out into the world should you need to. Should you need to.
Yeah.
Right? And I would say that is a traditional masculine trait. And I saw Black Scale kind of mentioned it back in the old days, Romans, Greeks, all that kind of stuff. Men were praised for their prowess on the battlefield, but that was because they needed to be. That wasn't because they were just out willy-nilly, just wilding out. That was the thing that was supposed to happen. They were taking care of business. Like a real man, a masculine man, traditionally masculine man, like he knows when it's time to turn it on and turn it off, right? A traditionally masculine man can be out there and he can go punch a bad guy in the face, but then he can come home at the end of the day and hug his little daughter, right?
Right.
So,
yeah.
I love everything you're saying right now, because I'm
let me chime in on CJ or Jay real quick. No, CJ, it's not about, and I'll drop your link, CJ, because I know you're pretty much on the Duke of Dawn lot, and you have a lot of good perspective and open mind and good conversations on every end. So I'll drop your link just for CJOJ if she wants to come in. Again, I'm only dropping a link only for CJOJ if she want to come in. After we're done, we may have an open if y'all feel like y'all want to come down the line. That's fine. But yeah, no, it's not a man versus a woman thing. This is pretty much a perspective on the traditional masculinity and femininity. We had this conversation, or attempted to try to have this actual discussion on the Duke of Dawn. It went a little bit left on a certain situation. We're bringing it over here, so we actually have a conversation about it. So CJ, the link will be dropped for you. If you're more than welcome, come on and have a discussion about it. But yeah,
I agree with everything you're saying, because it's what we're taught. Though I don't like those definitions, because it gives the generalized of like toxic masculinity versus just like traditional masculinity, toxic femininity versus traditional femininity. It's giving both of them in that definition, as opposed to just the traditional, because really, like, it's the same thing with the women's side. Like, that she can be emotional, but she's utilizing those emotions to be nurturing instead of destructive.
Yeah,
it's the same thing on the female side. I don't like that definition. What? That's all, like the one that he's giving. It's like all.
Yeah, and it's not even that's crazy, because it's not even that far back. Like what, 10, maybe 20 years that he gave the date of the definition of it.
What was it? When was it? Because I don't know when it was.
Oh no, I'll bring it back. 1 second.
Want to do what I did look up is I said, okay, what is a feminine characteristic and what is a masculine characteristic, generally speaking? Yeah. Now, okay, I'm just going to read them first.
Oh, so they are the generic.
Masculine. This is coming from some website about psychology, right?
What'd you say?
I said, so it is generalized. It's toxic and traditional. It's not just
because that's
not just traditional.
Exactly. That's what I was going to get to before. Like, I wanted to bring that up too, as far as the toxic and the traits of.
I love the other one. I love that all the guys in the chat caught that, remembers things. Oh, I love it.
Hey CJ, I DM'd you the link. Just in case nobody be jumping in here, but I just dropped your link to your DM, so you're more than welcome when you feel comfortable to come on in. But yeah, now let me scroll forward to what he was saying earlier.
Here's the feminine characteristics: awareness, The killer is feeling unseen, unsafe, or misunderstood. Now, clearly, these things, every human has both these things in a spectrum. And
that's literally how I felt. Exactly like that. I feel like it's both sides with this one. Let me read this real quick. Black says, I also think that when people reference traditional values, they also mention the 50s. I agree, because it's like when you say it, it's like it takes you back pretty much a little bit of, I think like 70% of the conversation where pretty much was generalizing back in the day. He even said himself, most of the topics he's reading was pretty much back in the day. In the grand scheme of history, the 1950s is modern in terms of what masculine and feminine means. I agree. But and it still comes back to this Black. It's like people will take one piece of a nugget and run with it versus the whole thing. And I give you an example, like when most people say, "Hey, what's going on, my queen?" or a woman. I don't want to just, I just don't want to beat them down with the head, say to women. But if a man say, "Hey, I'm a king," okay, what entails brings to the table of that? If you're a queen, what entails brings to that? Because again, if you're traditionally calling yourself a queen, then you should have a title. You should not be living in your house. You should have butlers, servants, living in castle, all that traditional stuff. But if you want to modernize it and bring it up to date, okay, cool. What is your definition of a king and a queen? What brings that to the table? Go ahead.
That's like, even if you're using a king or a queen, look at it this way. Even oh, perfect. So like, the king, even when you play, I used to play chess. In chess, it's the king is basically the most powerful in the sense of like he rules everything. So everything is meant to protect him. However, he in like a traditional royalty sense, like while the king mandates, he protects, he provides, he orders, he does all of those things. And he provides like financially secure in regards to like safety, in regards to like emotional for his queen. The queen is also the one that is providing nurturing, making sure that the kingdom is happy, making sure that she's the one waving at everybody. Look at all, like, I love you, my people. It's even in that aspect, what it's supposed to be is, I think, what most people identify traditional femininity and traditional masculinity. But like, that doesn't mean that like the man is supposed to be waited on and he's supposed to be given a massage every night, and it also doesn't mean that the woman is supposed to be treated like royalty and the guy is supposed to work like a dog and then also like give her everything that she needs. We're human beings, and I think that it naturally happens that like, I've had situations where if I feel like I'm safe, I feel like I'm protected, I feel like I am provided for in a way, I naturally watch myself and I laugh about it, because then all of a sudden I am so much calmer, I'm so much nicer, and I'm so like, I'm that rough around the edges thing that I have dissipates almost completely. It's more fun, it's more like joking now, and I've also noticed, like, when I've treated guys with respect, I've taken accountability. I'm like,
I will say that you do. Yeah, you on my end, you definitely do. Like, it could be something you don't necessarily have to even apologize for it. You don't explain it, but I see that a lot in you. I really do.
But that's also, I've worked on it because I do want to be a good woman for a good man one day. And like, I know that I also have to be the traditional femininity on that side. It's a guy that's like an actual high valued man that has the things that I'm looking for is not going to want a woman that has a big ass mouth that tells him off every day or tells him how he's wrong or doesn't know how to like relax and have fun, doesn't know how to be nurturing. That's, I don't know.
That's facts. That's what that is. That's facts.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it, Primal, so far?
Well, I was making myself a vodka tonic, so I kind of missed a little bit of the chat.
Hey, cheers, man.
Yeah,
well,
cheers.
you hold it. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, cheers out to the always undefeated chat. Thank you for being
right?
here rocking with us tonight. But
I feel like today's like a chill day.
Every day is a chill day.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of give me the the brief back real quick, and I'll throw.
Okay,
in on
well,
that
I
if it
respond. I
makes
mean, you go ahead.
Yeah.
You get comfortable, bro. I'll respond to what Mika was saying. But yeah, I agree to what Mika's saying because even even at the age 14, I remember a lady made a comment. She's like, it was something silly, and she's like, "Oh, you're not a man." And I had the awareness, like, no, I'm not. I'm 14 years old. I'm a fucking kid. Like, no, I'm not a man. I know at that 14 of age, looking at my uncles and my elder cousins, the men around my space, you know, somebody didn't have a father figure in my life. You know, I'm like, well, not a father figure, the biological father in my life. So I say I understood what it took to become a man. Hey, there's bills to be paid. A 14-year-old's not paying no bills. Hey, I understood that you had characteristics about yourself to be a quote unquote man. 14 years old, you didn't have that. You was practicing that. You was working and building and leading toward that, but you didn't have that at the time. And even still, if you had that certain awareness about you, say, hey, let me try to be the best version of the man you can be. Correct? A masculine man. Because everybody, even at the age now, whether you 40, 50, 60, they still don't got it down packed. So that's why I feel like it comes back down to these leadership roles with the masculine traits. You know, just keep in your head that you're not perfect. There's always room to grow. What do you think, Primal?
That's facts. That's facts. No,
No, I agree. I think that if we ever stop growing, then we're dying, right? So
Yeah.
Facts.
Be willing to open your eyes, and there's
my way, there's your way, and there's probably something in between, right? So for every story, there's going to be a couple different takes. There's story A, story B, and then the truth, right? And the truth is usually somewhere in the middle. So I agree. Always be self-improving. Always have an open mind. I mean, there's going to be certain moral lines that you're going to draw a line in the sand on, right? But but for everything else, try to take a step back. And if you're a man or if you're even a lady, try to practice a little stoicism and try to see things for what they really are.
Yeah, but nothing wrong with that. And I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not saying that Mika is speaking 100%. Like, hey, let me work on myself. There's nothing wrong with that. I think everybody needs to work on themselves, especially when it comes to this crazy world with society goes. I'm not saying fold and bend into society rules and regulations, but learn to wear these proper masks when you come into other people's homes or walking out into this world that we have, so you can understand that a little bit better. But at the same time, some people might just want a toxic person. so some women just want a man.
What's the tagline? Toxic personalities attract other toxic personalities. Like,
yeah, I mean, some people just want like, hey, screw it.
Sometimes you're just bored, you know.
Hold on. What's that mean?
It's a comfortability with that, and there's toxic levels to it. I'd rather have a girl, like I said, I get bored real quick. So your personality, Mika, suits me fine because I'm like, what the wrong with her? But at the same
all
time,
the time, yeah.
Yeah, I like, okay, but it's like I'm not on it 100%, but I get her. So it's like, okay, cool. Never boring. So that will suit me just fine. But if you have to be toxic in a way like, yo, if I walk in my door and the first thing come out your mouth is a complaint and a ridicule about any and everything, that's a problem. That is a problem for me. So I couldn't deal with it. I'm already mentally checking out. Because again, I'm gonna keep one. I was raised by women. So when you start doing that, I'm like on the whole Tyler Perry situation. I'm already Twigs is building somewhere else with another nest, and I'm out the door. You won't even know it. Thoughts?
Well,
Wow.
I will say sometimes if you're healthy, or like for the most part healthy,
Mentally healthy.
But you get like bored.
There's no more of that.
And you find like a toxic masculinity. Sometimes it's fun.
It's addictive though.
But if you know what you're getting into,
it's addictive though.
You have to know that they're not bringing value to your life.
And then it's the where did all the good guys go?
Yep. That conversation.
There aren't any good guys out there. I just don't understand. I bring so much to the table. I have a PhD. I have 3 cats.
Yep.
I'm talking about me. All I'm saying is like we have.
That's the point he's
discussion
making. It usually goes that way. It usually go ahead.
Usually, but if that's why I put the key element, if know what the hell you're getting into, because it's the same thing for guys. If you know that you're getting with a chick that's like super needy and stuff, you just enjoy it for the period of time.
I mean, we're kind of veering off a little bit, but let me keep it, as Angela's just said, let me keep it a buck. Like guys will ignore a lot of toxic red flags if she's hot enough. Let's just keep it 100 here, at least in the beginning, until they get sick of it. Yeah. But that guys are dumb. Guys are generally really dumb, right? And if you're hot enough, he's gonna be like, all right, cool, we'll figure this out until it gets really, really bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, here's a good one. Uncle Gun said, shout out to Uncle Gun. He said, a bored woman just means they're in a stable relationship. That's when you sense this and make her cry hard so she won't invent drama or invent toxicity. I hear you, Uncle. So you said
I'm talking about me not being in a relationship. Damn.
I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe he's speaking in general for women that does that, but at the same time, I'm with you, Uncle. Just go ahead and kick him from once in the blue. Even the dog
you don't like
with me.
That. Nope, the dog did not like that. The dog did not like that.
Just give him a little tap tap. I get you. Shout out to you, Poppy. All right, so again, just bring it back full circle. What's going on, Poppy? Shout out to you, bro. Okay, I just read what Uncle said. Okay, shout out to Marcus. Marcus says, laugh not loud. So if a girl is bored and Sia understands he's toxic, she can't complain or have the nerve to be surprised.
That's true. Facts. 100%. So what I was trying to say earlier, let me say this. What I was trying to say earlier is, remember that story I told where the whole great value came from? I told you guys, if I see someone that I want to hook up with and they are hookupable with, but they bring value to my life, or they're a good friend or anything like that, I will not hook up with them. But if they are hookupable with and I'm attracted to that, meaning I'm attracted to them, and they don't bring value to my life, I do sleep with them because I know what I'm getting into. I'm not going to be upset when they do stupid things. I'm not going to be trying to change them or fix them in any way. I'm not going to be putting like expectations or stipulations. I'm just going to enjoy whatever it is. And that's the part where I think what the points that are being made is like, women, instead of knowing what it is and acknowledging, because we see the red flags, they're there. They go, but it's different. I can fix him.
Well, not even that. Like, they'll explain the hell out of his stuff.
I know he hit his last girlfriend, but I'm just telling you, he's so sweet and kind to me. He would never do that to me.
Yeah, a lot of women get in those situations, like what the F moment situations, and we're trying to explain every little red flag. Like, I literally had a friend with her guy friend that was like, he's an hour away distance. He wasn't giving her no attention. Like, a lot of excuses. And I was like, the first thing she said was, I asked her, said, you didn't see any red flags when you were with them? She said, no. She said, no.
Lies!
And when we start conversating,
Lies!
I'm looking at the flags just raving around like banners in the 500-mile Kentucky Derby. And I was like, how you didn't see the red flag? Oh, well, yeah, now I see him. I was like, now? But you didn't see him then? Okay. Same thing with guys. And I'm looking at Uncle Guns, because we had a conversation, and it was a friend of mine and somebody, he was brought up a situation where the guys would just like blindly go what Primal said, and someone else mentioned in the chat, will blindly lower their standards for a woman, like Primal said, hot enough until they get, but sometimes Primal, they'll get stuck on stupid for too long. Like I said, that toxic becomes addictive. Man, she's doing all the tricks.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Man, she's looking cute.
But it's, you guys say it like it's only men. I know so many women.
No, man, I'm going to the men. I'm calling the men out right now. I'm calling them out right now.
And I'm doing it with you, because the same thing for the women, that it's like, they're like, oh, but he's so cute. They meet like this really cute guy with all the moves, or he's got like false confidence, cockiness,
No,
cocksureness.
that's that dumb excuse when they get slapped hard after that jail sentence, they bail him out. But girl,
it's-
he cute though.
No, but I'm just talking about the first time. Yeah, any of it. It's like they really like make up excuses for all. It's both sides. They just make up excuses for all the red flags. And I've done it. So let me not like cap here and pretend I've always been healthy. The reason I'm healthy
Nobody
is
here,
because I've done it.
and I'm not gonna put it on one side of you. Nobody here cannot sit here with a straight face that, hey, I never got cheated on. I never got played. I never got disrespected by a relationship. You're not Jesus when you just gave birth now, when you just giving birth. You're not. So let's keep that 100. You're not. So, and then speaking from the men's side too, I have friends, even myself. I was that dumb guy way back in the day. Where I had one of my buddies look me in my face and was like, bro, she's a B. And I'm like, nah, man, she good. I'm just explaining it all the way. And then next thing you know, as further and further drama start procrastinating, and guess what was happening? I'm losing friends. I'm losing positive people in my circle. Yeah. And then now everything blows up. What I do now, look back like in the Bible. Help me, Lord, help me. And nobody's there. And what's going to happen? You got to pick up your own pieces on your own, that thing called life.
But I think that like a lot of the general population tries to avoid things like this, but I think it's like a passage of like learning, because when you go through those things, when you lose yourself in a relationship to a person in so many different ways, you really, and everything like disappears and you're left with nothing and you have to pick yourself up and you have to rebuild. I feel like every person that I've ever talked to that has gone through that has become more of who they were meant to be. They got to really understand themselves and learn. Or
when they do understand that, they still find somebody else and think, oh, you know what? Let's do a rematch. Either take that same person back, or find the same one with the same mentality. This thing, oh, because this is a different face now.
Dude,
and a different name. It's somebody different. And they'll jump right back on the bandwagon.
I'm going to text my ex. Hold on.
Hey, this ain't fresh and fit.
You know what? I like Uncle Gun's statement here, and I guess I'm curious to hear y'all's thoughts on it. What, Minka, from your perspective, what are red flags for a guy? And then Angelus, what are red flags for a woman?
Oh, that's a good one.
Huh?
Minka, when you're talking to a guy and you observe quote unquote red flags, what are some of the examples of red flags that you've seen or been privy to? What's a red flag for a guy you're gonna date?
If everything is like, if he talks about his family and like everything's always been perfect, he has a picture perfect family, that's a red flag.
Wow, really?
I'm just curious. So unpack that. Why is that a red flag?
I'm really real, so like I need the same. You like all three of us have had full on conversation. I tell you, you know what I mean. It's a genuine. Robin was on here and she's like, I really like your friends. I can see that you guys. It's funny because she was watching it from a third person and she's like, you guys really know each other. You guys really like have solid relationships with like depth and weight, but it's like, it's virtual. And I was like, I never thought about that.
Primer's a piece of shit.
He ain't wrong.
And so, but we're real with it, right? Even when you first meet someone, they may or may not tell you something, but they're not going to say everything was perfect if it wasn't. Yeah. The only people that I have met that say everything is perfect are politicians and narcissists, which are usually also politicians. You're lacking humanity, you're lacking humility, you're lacking there's something there that you like. Every person I've ever met that's like that, sure shit has a bunch of shit. It's usually like some.
So family's the only red flag?
No, you asked me. That's why.
Yeah, don't get, and like give me like 4 or 5. Don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a couple.
Yeah, let's not long stroke it.
Lead attorney here.
If they say I love you within like the first month, or they start like being too needy.
Okay, what's your definition?
Like what's too needy?
Yeah. Because I heard a chick tell me that too. She was talking about another guy and telling me that, and then I kind of fell back for not saying anything to her, and then it became now now I was giving her less attention, and it backfired on me. So she just stopped reaching out.
So it's if how do I say this?
Yeah, Marcus. She said that as a good Christian good family, she's out.
No, I didn't say family seems stable is fine, but when they're like, my family's amazing, it's the best family. I had the best childhood growing up. Everything was amazing.
Maybe they had a great family.
Nobody
I
does.
had a
Nobody
great
does.
family. I had a great childhood.
I did too.
Not everything was perfect. Not
I
everything
did too, but I
pretty damn
heard
good.
all of your guys' stories at the same time because you guys are human. So that's the difference.
Yeah, but Primal's saying like, I mean, let's compare me and Prime real quick. I got to know because we got to break that down a little bit.
Okay.
You know, Primal, you got both of your parents in your life when you was growing up, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I did.
Yeah, my parents have been married for 60, 70 years. Yeah.
Okay, and that's a good milestone for a woman to look at. They see my ass like, oh, that might be like bad boy or a bitch boy or fuck boy mentality. Excuse my language. So, and then let me throw another one. You have any siblings, Primal?
Yeah, I got an older brother.
Let's do this. Let's
Okay.
do this. Forget that. Sorry.
All right.
I'm gonna exemplify it.
Okay,
Yeah, go
thank you.
So, Primal, we're on a date, right? So obviously
we
we're
are.
Calm down,
drinking
on Red Pill.
together. I grew up with a single mom for the most part. My dad was like kind of in and out. But what was your family like? Like I had a dope ass family. I also got into like sword play and like fencing, all sorts of shit. But at the same time, like they were divorced, but it was pretty
That's some
dope.
white people stuff now, but I'm out. Go ahead, continue.
Anyways, what about you, Primal? How'd you grow up?
Oh, I grew up on a little horse farm just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. My parents are both teachers, taught forever. My dad is kind of a traditional masculine man. I would kind of call him a cowboy, if you will, almost. Like he kind of personified the cowboyism. He was firm but fair, taught me a lot of great things. There's a lot of times in growing up that
you already did it.
What
did
You already humanized yourself. Firm but fair. You were already getting into there. A lot of times I probably didn't like what he did, blah, blah. You already humanized yourself.
Oh, okay. I think I get it. I get it now. It's like you're saying everything about the family, but you're not saying like a flaw too. You like making everything hyped up.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
He's doing it. Primal, you're not a red flag because you are being honest.
Baby, I'm a parade of red
Ooh.
flags. Don't you worry.
Zaddy! Does that
Oh,
make
Lord.
sense?
Yeah. I get it now. Okay,
Yeah.
so
All
what's
right.
another?
I just
red
date.
flag?
Hey, y'all, Mick and I just went on a date, I guess.
We ain't know it now. There you go.
She'll ghost me. Don't worry, she's gonna ghost me. She won't call me back.
Hey, why would she ghost you, Primal? Because you're adding great value to her life.
I add too much value. Black scale,
No,
yes.
that's why I'm not
I do. These are
ghosting.
house slippers, though. These are house slippers that are on the table right now.
There you go.
Ooh, living
Okay,
life
man.
on the edge.
Let that grown man handle his business at his home house. People probably sitting in the hotels now on their phones. Go ahead. What's another red flags?
The other red flag is that like when I first start dating a person and it's like too much too soon. Meaning like within the first week you're calling me puppet names and
What's a puppet?
sitting like cutie pie, Pooh Bear.
A dude said that to you?
Oh, it happened.
Huh?
Yeah.
What? I mean, babe. I'll give you a babe. That's about.
Babe is like a fine line because it's like, okay, we still
Yeah, but that's
getting to know each other,
universal,
but that's
though.
like universal. Exactly. It's universal, so it's
Because
fine.
I'll keep it
Like-
100. I feel like sometimes I use babe because I kind of
Don't remember their name.
Yeah.
I love you.
Hey, I feel like at this moment we just need to do a stream about how men play fuckboy mentalities.
No, but I've had guys like, hey cutie pie, how was your night last night? Blah blah blah. And like it's just too much too soon. We don't know each other like that. We're still getting to know each other. The hell? It's like kind of obsessive. It's
Hold on,
weird.
a guy actually said, more than one guy now actually said, hey cutie pie.
Yeah. What? This is like, and I'm even giving it like the benefit of the doubt. This is like after a first date.
All right, what's the
But
third
it's-
one? We're not make it 5, and I'll go ahead and we'll move on. What's the third one? What's another red flag? It just popped up here. That's Poppy.
Oh, how they treat people.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. So like
That's
if
a
we
good
go
one.
out to eat and he's like a dick to the server, I'm like, no, thank you.
I think that should
eventually,
yeah.
The way that they're treating the server is the way that they're gonna treat you.
Yeah. You know what? I think I never had a problem with that on my end. No, and okay, I'm gonna go ahead because I don't want to drag it out, but I'm gonna say my red flags. That was one. How and I'm going by the last 3 dates, okay? I had one I was dating and she came over, I didn't ask her to, and I cooked dinner, and my neighbor just happened to see my neighbor because we're pretty much like all over the place. And I see my neighbor, so I'm conversating to her, and she, when we finished with dinner and I'm taking out trash, she went immediately and started washing dishes. That wasn't a red flag, but if she didn't do that, I would have took that as like, okay. Now I had somebody did the opposite. This is where I felt was a red flag. One started to do it, and then after like maybe a certain period, stopped. I didn't ask you to do it, but if you're starting to do something that's not asked of you to try to put in your value, and then all of a sudden you stop doing it, it becomes an issue. What's going on, Stacy? And then the second one, just how you carry yourself in public and even in the house. How you carry yourself in my home, because I'm pretty much like I try to be very, so fine when I'm at somebody's house. I'm sitting the right way, I'm acting a certain way, I'm presenting myself a certain way. Same thing when I'm out in public. And I think little things like annoy me, like if we're out at dinner and we're trying to enjoy conversation and you just stuff like that. I'm thinking of like, when we're growing up like boys, it's stuff like that kind of like just triggers me. And how we engage in conversation. Like me and you right now, we're having a good conversation. I think CJOJ, just a good laugh or two, just good vibes. So that pretty much is like if it's not that, it's a deal breaker for me. I don't mind that we don't have to talk all the time, because if now we're getting comfortable and we're at home, we don't have to do anything. We don't have to talk. Just know that your presence is good enough for me. Like if I'm watching TV and you're here, lay up on me. The opposite, if I come out bedroom and you come next to me, okay, cool, I'm good with that. But if you're doing the opposite of it's not that, but if you're just a little bit too much, too extra, it's a red flag for me. Would you agree, Stacy?
I don't know what you were saying, but yeah.
I know, I'm messing with you. I'm making your presence known, my lady. Making your presence known.
He tricked me, setting up in the living room. I couldn't hide. I the front door and I'm stuck.
I love it.
Good. It's all good. All right, let me introduce somebody in here real quick. Poppy Blanco. What's going on, Poppy?
Just walking in the house, man.
Hey, just walking in the house. All right. How your day going, man?
Man, I've been on trap meets since like 7 a.m.
That's good.
I'm tired as hell. I'm tired, bro. I spent my whole day at the goddamn trap field.
You good, man? Get you some little Red Bull or some that tea you throw in your Henny bottle. You know what I'm saying? And be pretending on Instagram that you drinking Henny.
You a hater. You know that. You're a hater.
He is. He's a petty
You are a
hater.
hater. None of that hate, man. So
Hey,
I got you with that
but
shit, man.
speaking of hate, you know what I'm saying? Hey, chat, where Primal at? Because I gotta get everybody in here.
All
I'm
right,
back. Let it rip. Let it rip.
All right. Speaking of hate, why you throwing your face? I want to see your expression face. I'll wait till Poppy come back up, man. Because we grown man here. I gotta see your face. I gotta look you dead in your eye. I gotta look you dead in your eye, Poppy. All right, Poppy. Did you? I don't want, because I'm gonna change the conversation real quick. Because this is a gentleman's bet we had a couple of days ago about the Jussie Smollett sentencing, right? So just to make it short and sweet, we had a bet, over and under bet, how who's gonna win for us when Jussie Smollett gets out. Was it gonna be a month or less, or it's gonna do the whole 2-3 months, or he gonna do the whole duration of the 5 months. Lucky for me, because number one, anybody that knows me, I don't gamble. I don't take any little gentleman bet unless I'm 100% no for a fact. So you could take it as a tourist thing or just a me
that
thing.
shit was gonna happen for a fact. Stop.
So I knew it was gonna happen. I had a feeling, but in my bones, I did not know. I appreciate it, bro. I'm gonna put it in Primal, Because like I said, you my boy. Because I felt like Poppy was running from me. I'm seeing him in the Duke of Dawn stream. I'm seeing him in the Primal stream. Primal topic was about beefs. I'm like, yo, I got a beef too. I got a beef with Poppy. I'm seeing Poppy on the Elite Attorney. I'm seeing Poppy on some other streams. I was like, yo, why this man ain't coming at me with my $5? So we got beef about 5 dineros, pesos, cincos. I don't care how many change you get. I want it all. I want the pennies.
First of all, let's get this right, man. I don't run from no smoke. Everybody know. Everybody out there, they know I'm a gangster. They know how I get down. Number 2, I ain't scared of nobody.
All right.
Number 2, I talk to you every 5 minutes.
Facts.
Hey, you said all the words. I only want to hear the right words right now.
Send your cash out. That's what you have to do. You talk to me every 5 minutes. I talk to you like I talk to my own family. Come on, man.
Yeah, CGLJ. He was on. You could check out Poppy Blanco TV. Shout out to him. He was on the lead attorney twice. The leader actually liked them. He really liked them, and he came up on there a second time, having a good conversation with them. But yeah, that's pretty much what it was. So I just want to address that, and I'm going to go ahead and shoot up my Cash App in there.
I hate this.
Get that Cash App in there. I just want to. I pay on time. I pay on time.
Yeah.
No, you lost it. You lost, Primo. You got time inspired for you, Primo.
But this is a perfect example, ladies and gentlemen, of perfect masculinity right here, right? Perfect example of masculinity right here. So when some men, guess what one man do? Let me put his face up here. This man right here actually said, you know what? You're right. I thought it was going to be longer, but you're right. What? Angelus, what's your Cash App? What's your Cash App? That didn't drag out a whole conversation. What's your Cash App? That was one form of masculinity. The second form of masculinity, motherfuckers ducking and diving from people all in the YouTube streets. Then you got this other form of masculinity of a paid motherfucker like me chasing another person down. That's how you get these foreign masculinity. Now you got now you got the women, the feminine, traditional. Like, what's wrong with y'all?
No, actually, I don't know what I am, but I'm gonna have to defend Poppy on this one because we're in a group chat. You talk to him every single day, like 5 times a day.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna keep it 100 with the feminine side. So I need to come at my man about something he already owed me.
What?
I got to come at my man about something he owed me.
Mm-hmm. No, I got.
Exactly. Keep that feminine energy. Stay out of it.
So what? Bitch, why didn't you just tell me to go make a fucking sandwich? The fuck? You see that? That's my masculinity coming out. What's up?
Was very toxic and very is not transformative to the relationship right now. Okay.
I'm gonna fuck this relationship up. What's up?
Oh Lord. But hey, do Stacey want to chime in on her thoughts, or she just walked in on Primal?
Yeah, you saw her walk in.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well let me just ask you one question, Stacey. What do you feel like your definition of a masculine trait and a feminine trait?
Masculine is the driving force behind the home. Feminine is the face of the home.
Okay, that's a good one.
That made me so happy.
I can roll with that.
Now, is it fair to say that, and you said the face of the home, would it be fair to say a woman leads in a certain situations? Let's just say as a guide.
I would say a woman represents in certain situations and does, I mean, in those social settings where it's
that's a good one.
You know, like when you have to meet the neighbors, or when you have to meet the boss, and you have to, and that's old school, that's traditional.
Yeah.
But I would say that the face is that I'm the sociable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the more emotional in the sense of reactive, as I will
Mhm.
We're good with people. We're
Like
good
a,
with
like a okay. One guy told me he's a unit. He's like, it's good to be a good unit.
yeah.
Even if
So-
even if we come to disagreement, but you're out in public, let's be a unit.
No.
That's first. Okay.
I make my home personable.
Yeah.
My man makes my home something you don't fuck with.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
God, speaking to my heart, there's one thing that like that just reminded me when I was like 25 or something. I was in a relationship with a guy, and I was dressing like a hoe, and he didn't like it. And I'm like, this is the way I've always dressed, right? Like tight dresses, that kind of thing. And he didn't like that I was over the top, I guess, was his point of view. And this is the vetting process where I have to find someone that likes me dressing up because I'm dressing up for him, right? But the way that he said it was that like, you're a representation of me. If we're together, you are a representation of me. And if that guy does not like that, if that doesn't represent him well, then you also have to like, and this is for guys, and you have to take into consideration, is she wanting to represent you well, or is she wanting to just represent herself without any consideration for you? And it's the same thing when you flip it. It's like, guys, it's like if you're in a relationship and you're talking to girls or you're DMing them or all these things, but you are in a relationship, you are also a representation of your partner. So you're making her look fucking dumb. Yeah. And it's, you know what I mean? So it's like, I like that what you said, because it reminded me that I'd never really considered even thinking that I would represent the person I'm with until that guy had brought it to my attention.
Okay. I'm good with that. Uncle Gun, shout out to Uncle Guns. Uncle Gun said, yes, masculine and stoic behavior must be completely transparent and congruent with everyone he interacts. Well, I'm saying he and she interacts with. Women see and watch everything. That's true too.
We also remember everything.
Not all women.
Okay.
I'm not throwing jabs, but not all women. Not all women. They have bad memories, and I'll call them out on it too.
Okay, hey, and I guess Minka, you kind of unpacked a few of your quote unquote red flags, and this will be maybe an Angelus and Poppy combo here. But what would be some of the red flags you think you see in women? Unless you had more red flags, Minka.
I have a bunch, but
well, we don't have time for you to long stroke this.
I know.
Yeah,
that's why. Shut up.
Lead attorney here.
Poppy, same question for you, bro. What red flags do you be seeing in women?
Her girlfriends. Her girlfriends will tell you a story how she is. Usually, girls surround themselves with somebody that is similar to them, because when you meet a girl, you're not really meeting a girl. You're meeting a representation of her, and vice versa. We all trying to look and sound good when we meet somebody. So we ain't gonna like show our fucked up manners. You see what I'm saying? But if you happen to be lucky enough to meet her girls at the same time you met her, that tell you a pretty good story. Like they got the hoish ways, they lose, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I'm good at picking up stuff like that. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, this how she get down. All right, I know what time it is for her.
Yeah,
and then I act accordingly.
I'm good with that. That's a good one too. That's a good vetting step too.
It's a good thing I only have one girlfriend again.
Simple to me. You're still gonna act out. Your inhibition is gonna be dropped down unless some chicks just don't got no friends or family. Period. Then that's a huge red flag. Like,
yeah.
Well, that's where I'm at currently, though. That's why I'm saying like it's
no, but you're leaving. You're actually taking negative out your life. You're removing those red flags and actually bringing more positive in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's okay for me. So you're actually like the word.
But if I were to meet a guy, he doesn't know that. He just knows I have one friend,
and that's still good too.
Yeah,
and all these guy friends.
Yeah, but hold on now. her social media to the whole story too.
Yep. Did you guys see I cleaned up my social media?
I don't. Did you? What you got?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like excessive social media use and/or scandalous pictures
is a red flag.
Bingo.
Big red.
Bingo.
And now again, he put a comma on that. Excessive social media use.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want Primal to go on detail. What is excessive? Like a picture
Yeah.
every 3 posts every day.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I haven't posted on my Instagram in probably 6 months, right? And that's just because I've been kind of like lazy or whatever. But like, yeah, if you take a cool picture or you go to a cool place or you're a part of a cool event, then yeah, post a picture. But it doesn't need to be a picture like you like this. Like
Put your ass out.
I feel personally attacked, sir.
We're generalizing, but go ahead.
Yeah. But that if you see 18 of those and 18 stories from a girl on any given day, then I'm going to call that excessive. Or if this is all out there, every single picture, then that's excessive, right? Because at some point you're kind of just advertising yourself to the world of, hey, come bask in my sexuality.
That's an old picture. Get that out of here. That's an old picture.
It's the exact same pose though.
Yeah.
I love it because like females like number one, like a female's favorite line is, "Oh, I don't got friends. I don't got no friends." That right there, that's a red flag right there because most likely you burn all your friends aside.
I did.
Okay. and that's when you turn around and be like, "Yo, what's your Instagram?" Also, most likely, girls gonna give you their Instagram because they want you to see them. If they pretty the girl is, they want you to see them.
Yeah, CJLJ agrees to. Yeah, CJLJ agrees too. She said excessive social media use is a red flag for her too.
Hey, can we unpack this one real quick? And Minka, maybe you have some knowledge to it. But I see the Vital putting in the horse pose. Y'all know the horse pose, right?
What is that?
You know, where it's they gotta have their legs flexed a certain
yeah.
What's up with the
when you're standing posing next to your in
your leggings, you know, the leggings.
That's pretty much to show that. That's pretty much to show that.
Leggings.
I don't. If Vital have to ask that, he's just saying it. I thought he was accent, but no, that's pretty much them showing the definition in their calf muscle. So if they're posing to the side and they got that little 1 foot up, or if they're automatically in their heels, you're gonna see the definition in their calves leading up to your legs. But if you're standing up and got your kind of like your heel, propped up, you're showing the definition of your calf muscle. It's like kind of insinuating your.
No, you're not talking, bro. It's not about the calves. It's about the ass. Keep it real.
I don't know what.
If you're trying to decide the ass, but he said the calf. He mentioned the thing.
Where you get that from, man? When the girl do that little sideways pose, she want to show you her ass. That's all.
This is what they're doing. It's not about the calves. It's about the ass. They're like,
Put your heel up. One leg up.
This one.
Why is she not having wearing pants?
Minka, I love you.
Wait, like this?
No, they use.
This is great value streaming off. Minka has no pants.
Hold on. It's a fucking lounge thing. I do. I have shorts. Okay, so we gotta make it tight.
Like that.
Okay, like
that.
like this. Yeah.
It's like
about the ass.
Okay, I didn't know that. I apologize.
That's the horse pose.
That's the. I got
That's
a
we're going to the
bodongo
racetrack, y'all. All right.
That's all about making myself. That didn't do jack shit for her ass.
And Chad, there you go. There you go. Your free peep right there.
What Stacey? I didn't hear her. She said that's the what?
That's the one right there. All right. So make a breakdown.
It's about the ass.
Yeah. Is it for your butt or is it for something else?
For the whole thing, because number one is, so if you're like me too, you'll see that on my Instagram. I have a lot of side poses. Perfect example. I'm a little heavy right now.
You don't have to demonstrate everything.
No, but it's kind of, you won't get it if you don't get it.
Okay.
It's so if I'm straightforward, I've gained some weight, so I'm not as tiny as I like to be here. So if I go sideways and I make the butt look big and I suck it in, then I'm like, I have like the hourglass or like something that I think would be more appealing to the male species. Does that make sense?
The angles.
It's about the angles, 100%. I met so many girls that like they'll give me their Instagram like when we go out to dinner or something, and like I look at their Instagram and they look like they're freaking like fit. And I'm sitting next to her while she's eating tacos, and she's like a size 8. I'm like, damn.
I just thought of a red flag because, and I hate it. Filters on social media. When all these women know daggone well they 10 years older than what they look or appear to be, but you're adding filters on your face. Shout out to Facebook. What is going on with these filters? If we're talking about beauty.
Hold on, Grandpa. Did you just say shout out to Facebook?
Yeah, because Facebook was pretty much the number one thing that did the filters. It was Facebook.
No, it was Instagram.
It was Facebook.
Okay.
I promise you it's Facebook because Facebook has owned Instagram. So a red flag is the filters. Also a red flag, like again, I'm chiming in with CJ and everybody else, the excessiveness on the media. On the Facebook side, you pretty much tell a story on Facebook, but you really can't tell a story only by visuals on Instagram. And pretty much people lie on Facebook.
On everything. This is why I always say, like, I tell people straight up, I'm like, my social media does not represent me. My social media is la la land because social media is fake. How is it that you're going to only post the most wonderful, perfect pictures? I sent you guys pictures that I don't post because they're real.
We're not trying to sleep with you, Mika.
No, I know that. You guys are my friends. So like when I went to Nashville and I sent you the picture, I'm like, look, I'm not a hoe. It was for a business convention. You don't see me posting that on my Instagram because that's more personal to me. I'm like weird like that.
Yeah, that is
weird. But I think in my weird thinking, I'm trying to keep social media as a healthy thing where I know that it's not real and it's not something to invest it's not an investment, whereas it's more of a fun game.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's right or wrong.
Yeah, let me try on Black. He said, here's one when girls on the post body pics on the dating sites and they do just a picture showing their chest up. Yeah, that's attraction giver. Same thing like Poppy said earlier with the Instagram. They're doing that pretty much for attention. Again, same thing with all the medias. And I don't want to discriminate against the big girls, but big girls do this too, and it kills me because. And I'm like I said, I'm a real jerk on Facebook, especially if you're befriending me. If you're a big girl, you know you big, own your curves, right? That's a red flag. So if you're a big girl, you posting pictures up to here, just showing her chest all out and showing that cute little angle. I'm the main one on your comment section, like, yo, where's the full body picture?
Let's keep it a buck here. There's big, and then there's big.
Correct. And CJ, yes, there's filters on Facebook. Once you take a picture and you put it on Facebook, before you post your picture, start sliding to the left and right. They got all
every
these
social media got filtered.
That's what I'm telling
you. Yeah, but guys do this
she
too.
seems like she don't. I know.
Stop it.
Guys do it, Poppy.
Whoa.
Excuse me?
Guys do filters. Guys
Whoa. Hold up.
So
guys are using filters?
Yes, guys are using filters.
All right, I'll tell you what's not traditional masculinity.
100%. Or what about when a guy, Stacey, you can attest to this. If a guy, you see the guys on social media, they don't have any picture. They're like, let's say they're like shorter than all their friends. They don't have any pictures with any of their tall friends. They only have solo pictures because they don't want to be pictured with their tall friends to show how short that they are.
That could be a red flag. But that could be that's a red flag. But that's a red
the
flag
minorities. Too. I'm in LA. Everybody's short here.
But then
Mika, so Stacey's gonna blow your mind here in a second. You ready?
Yeah.
He's making me point out that I don't have social media outside of Facebook.
That's why he's.
No, I don't have any social media, so I don't have Instagram. I don't have Snapchat. I don't even know if adults actually use that anymore.
That's not a red flag. But
no, he's not saying it as a red flag. And I said my response is that's why you're sitting on the couch.
You ain't missing out anything anyway, so.
No, that's literally like that's why you're sitting on the couch.
I ain't gonna lie. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I'm be the oddball. When she first, because I remember you said that last time.
I love you so much.
I remember you said that last time, Stacey, and I kind of like, but I thought it was kind of weird that you didn't have one. And to me, I thought low-key that was kind of red flag, like you might be hiding something.
It depends, and that's why it depends on everybody is different. We're all just talking about our own.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I also have not, there's been times where I don't have social media. You guys know already. I'll like deactivate my Instagram randomly for like months, right? And I'll go out, and when I say I don't have Instagram or that it's deactivated, guys look at me with that same response of like, what are you hiding?
No, but there's a difference.
Are you married?
Hold on. But there's a difference between what you just said and what she said. She said she don't have a period. You're saying you're taking a break from it.
I say
but
both.
You're coming back to it.
No, I say both. I also say I don't have social media.
So you're lying.
But look,
I mean, not really, because I don't really.
But it's like, yo, I just got into social media like literally like last year. I only been on it like 7-8 months. Like I'm brand new to this thing. Like,
yeah, but you're
not what she's saying.
Pictures out there.
I identify for what you're saying completely because I never cared for it before. And all my friends used to laugh at me like, "Oh man, you corny, man. You don't have the gram. You don't have Twitter. You don't have now." Like, bro, I don't care. I don't care about that, yo. I don't like people in my business like that. That's why when you see me posing the guys because I'm only at the club. You seem like I'm only at the club. I know that's the thing. I just
Same deal.
That's it.
Poppy, you're like me. You don't post your real life on there.
I don't.
And I won't.
It's private.
No, I'd agree. You shouldn't have to.
What you say earlier that you don't want the social media to represent it. That's wrong because social media nowadays is pretty much like your report card. It's like
I know. That's why I cleaned it up.
Yep.
It's not completely PG-13, but I don't look like a rent-a-hoe
anymore. I wasn't talking about you. I'm talking about in general.
I know. I was bringing me up.
I'm talking about me. Let me get my hands on it, like Myron says. Let me get my hand on your.
How
Instagram.
do I mute him?
Let me get my hands on it. I'm sorry. That's that red pill. My dating coach Myron.
Oh my God! Yeah, sign up.
Yeah, look.
But Myron.
My coach told me I got to get a hold of your Instagram. I got to manage it, unless it's not for business issues. You know, that's that masculinity talking right there. So
it's not like a part-time job, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, that is a part-time job. That's work.
I would not sign up for that.
That's a lot of energy too. That's feminine energy. I'm gonna keep it 100. If you gotta keep track of your woman's cell phone and all her social media activities, that to me that's female energy right there.
I would even insult a female like that, man. That's not even feminine energy. That's some weirdo shit. That's straight weirdo. Like if I'm going out with Mink and I'm like, hey, what's your password? I never ever went into none of my girlfriend's phones. I never did it, bro.
Let me
as soon as you feel like you need to go into your partner's stuff, it's done.
Yeah. Yep.
I was gonna say if you have to keep tabs on your woman, then I'm gonna keep it 100.
There's no trust.
She's not your woman.
Yeah.
Boom. She felt the street that hoe.
Like I
For
never
the
did
streets.
that. And I'm not gonna kill my brain cells. Listen, one thing I know, women are great at cheating on men. I know when I heard that. My brain cell thinking that every time this woman step out of this house, she cheated on me. Like, yo, she did me wrong. That's it.
Yeah, I got no control of that.
That's all.
But you know what? What's fair to say, Poppy? A woman should have that same attitude too. Instead of being so insecure about where men going and what they're doing. If you know your man is at work, he's at work. Don't try to track every little minute when he's coming home. Like, for example, I dated somebody that was, lived in the city. I'm here in the quote unquote smallest city-ish part of Alabama, right? So, but everybody here in the South, anybody that knows people in the South, whether it's Georgia, Alabama, or some parts of Florida, and even where Mink was at in Tennessee, people are friendly. They're gonna want to talk. They're gonna speak to you. You might be walking out minding your business with city blinders on, and you might get a random person like, "Oh, sweetheart, that's a nice outfit you got on. Where you get that from?"
It was so nice.
And then she'll conversate with them. She'll have a good peace of mind. And next thing you know, 20, 30 minutes pass by. Then you got somebody like me. What happened to you? I sent you to Walmart. Give me some AA batteries.
Damn.
But you know where that comes from, yo? Like one thing I learned.
Insecurity?
The females, you know what it is? The story that they hear from their girlfriends half of the time.
Or how they raise up.
Yo, your women's girlfriend can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
Or how
they can make or break.
Or how they was raised up.
That's when I meet a girl. I'm always nicer to the girl to her homegirls than her. Because they're the one gonna put the battery on her back. Oh, girl, look at him, nice. Girl, you better jump on that. And then they got to yeah, I should. If you a dick to her hunger, they're gonna when you get to that when they get to the car, they're gonna bring you down. Oh man, he a piece of shit. Don't talk to me, girl. They all take a boat. They're like, yeah, it's true. Me could go out with him. Let's take a boat. 1, 2, 3. No. You dumb. You dumb.
I'll say that because like I have a girlfriend that's she's like a Robin, but she's newly dating this guy, and he's got a couple of red flags, but I love the way that he treats her. And when we finally started like talking, he's been nothing but nice to me, and I've been nothing but nice to him. And like I remember there was one interaction where he was like, take good care of my girl while I'm out of town, and I was like, just keep being nice to her because she's amazing. And it was like at the same time, that man has no problems whatsoever. I'm like a cheerleader for their relationship. So you're 100% on that one.
All right, go ahead, Primal.
I love the red flag talk, but I guess I'm kind of curious because we never heard Poppy's kind of perspective on traditional masculinity and femininity. So I'd be real curious to hear his
This
take on
motherfucker
that.
he's like a caveman, but go ahead. I'm kind of curious what he got to say too.
Okay, what exactly you want me to answer?
Go ahead, Primal.
Wait, what?
What exactly you want me to? Can you repeat the question one more time, sir?
The original topic, and you know how we get distracted sometimes up in here because I got that ADHD kind of thing going on, and I think most of the people up in here do. But the original topic was traditional masculinity and femininity. In your opinion, what does that look like? What is traditional masculinity? What is traditional femininity?
I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all heard me saying a million times, like my idols are my grandparents. And it doesn't get more traditional than that. You see, like my grandma never went to work. She don't know what work is. She with my grandpa like a 16, 17. My grandpa was like 20. You see what I'm saying? 21, something like that. Mm-hmm. He told her, hey, man, because back then that's what you're supposed to do. Like you just get the woman, and because men wasn't getting sex at all, they were just grab the woman and marry the woman literally in 6 months because they want to get to the bed ASAP. That's what they wanted to. That's what you always gonna hear, like old people telling you a story. They got married under a year. You see what I'm saying? They wasn't playing around. And my grandpa, like I said, my grandpa was the one that worked. They have 13 kids. And my grandma, she took care of the home. I never heard my grandma like raise her voice, never in my life. And I know that lady for a long time until she died. You know what I mean? My grandpa was a different story. My grandpa was like if it is a definition alpha, my grandpa's name should be in there. I was a true alpha right there. That man he used to whoop us. You know what I mean? He used to whoop us, man, when we get out of line. And he was a man of respect, yo. You see what I'm saying? At the house, he was the one that used to he was the one getting the first plate. If he ain't eat, we none of us was gonna eat. You know what I mean? Like, mm-hmm. Sometimes we used to be starving, man, but my grandma would not serve us unless grandpa got his plate first.
I love that.
And my grandma, she cooked and cleaned. And she did, like, she took care of everything in the house. And she never went out of her way to talk to another guy because she know that would disrespect my grandpa. She knew her place. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. She never talked back to my grandpa. My grandpa wasn't talking crazy to her either. But but my grandma had the utmost respect to us, and that to me that's true traditional masculinity right there. When your woman just completely just fall back. You see what I'm saying? Like there is no talking back. There is no don't get me wrong. They argue. I'm pretty sure they argue, but we never saw it. You see what I'm saying?
I love that role too. I've heard that from someone before of like,
we never saw it.
That comes back to what Stacy said too. Just like, the woman's the forefront is that unity too. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, we never saw it, and now to translate that into today's day, I'm gonna be honest, those days are over. The days are over because yeah, really, really, maybe.
Hey, hubby, I'm gonna give you that one. That was good.
Yo, yeah, he made me lose my thoughts, man. With that little stupid cash app, man. I'm gonna send you funky ass.
Oh, that was funky $5. Okay.
I'm gonna send you funky. Hey, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get it back. Don't worry about it. You know, other people will come up. But yo, but yeah, in today's day, man, that masculinity and femininity, like, don't get me wrong, it's some good women out here. Mm-hmm. Can you make them be like a turn into traditional femininity? I'm pretty sure you can, but they are very few. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we following the trend.
I feel like they're just not in the cities.
And the trend is, if a female is too feminine, they call her slave. These women have gone so far left that if a woman is a true, she's very feminine, they call her a pick me nowadays. This is weird.
Yeah. They call
this is
them
weird to me. Yo.
A pick me.
And now,
oh my fucking god, you're right. Sorry.
I just learned the definition.
I hate that.
They said a pick me is a girl that do anything to be picked by a man. I'm like, yo, isn't that the ultimate goal? That should be like a badge of honor anyway.
You know what?
Right, that's the problem is that women have the way that they made femininity.
It's feminist, yo.
No, that's not true feminist. The whole point of femininity is to be able to have a choice as a woman, whatever it is that you want.
That was the first wave. Now you gotta understand everything.
That's what it's supposed to be. Hold on. That's what it was. I'm gonna agree with you, but let me.
My bad. Go ahead.
Because I'm gonna agree with you. Let me agree with you. Can I agree with you, please?
Go ahead.
Because there's a lot of things that you say that are like, what? But these are the ones that I 100% agree with you, because the first wave, as you said, is that, and that's what it's supposed to be. They have, I don't want to name names of what kind of women they are, but it's it's the hoes, it's the like super butchy lesbians, it's the strippers, the sugar babies, that it's all these other crazy like women that are like, oh, I need to secure the bag, I need about money, I'm gonna take the guy's money. And any woman that says, I want to cook for my man, I want to love on my man, I want to provide and like nurture my man, I want him to provide in a financial way, and we have traditional roles, it is the equivalent of when men are protective and loving towards women and are called simps.
You know what's funny? I heard I was following
and men didn't do that to women. Women did that to women.
Yeah, I agree with Poppy and what you're saying too, but there's a woman, when she said it, but she made it sound like a negative way. She said God, she said I'm near base. She said the guys will pretty much call the women pick-me's because they'll do everything what the man wants for them, but they won't choose them. And I'm like,
crazy, man.
Isn't that what you want, though? Isn't that what you want,
that's
though?
my point.
And this is why those women, like, I'm gonna tell you this, like, there's women that think that I'm a pick-me because I want to be a nurturer, I want to provide when I'm in a relationship or when I find someone that I like, and that makes it so that I get picked more.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can y'all break down pick me for Stacy, because she just said I've never heard of that. So
let Poppy go. Yeah, let Poppy go.
A pick-me is supposed to be a girl that kind of do everything that a man requires from her, pretty much. Mm-hmm. He want her to be feminine. He want her to do like a traditional femininity thing. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. So let's say if Stacy got a feminist friend, she would call her a pick-me because she probably doing all those things for private. I'm like, hey girl, you don't have to do all of that, because they relate pick-me to a slave. To being a slave to a man. That's what they related to. Mm-hmm. This is how.
So hypothetically, if I had some laundry that was just kind of sitting there in my dryer, and Stacy came to let my dogs out while I was gone on a trip, and then also did my, folded up my laundry for me while I was gone, would she be a pick-me at that point?
Yeah.
No, they would call her a slave, which is a pick-me. According to them.
But her girlfriends would come at her, not the men though.
No.
The men would be fine with her girl.
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah.
It's the women. Like, so I would be telling Stacy, girl, you're just a pick-me. What the hell? Are you a slave? Why are you doing his laundry? Did he pay you? Oh, he didn't pay you? Oh, okay. You're just a slave.
Are you his wife? Like it's just like it's ridiculous, bro.
I get it to a certain degree because we talked about it before. When we're stupid, I call it being a dumb bitch. When I'm a dumb bitch, I will do wife duties as a girlfriend, and I get it. I'm a dumb bitch.
But see,
we had
that's
a
what-
dumb
but
bitch
see-
moment,
see-
but
see-
let me finish
Go ahead.
because it's part of it,
Go for it.
huh?
In all fairness, I was coming over to let his dogs out and use his washer and dryer.
Right, but that's my
But
point.
it doesn't
is
matter.
that-
They don't hear that
I was,
part though.
hold on,
But
I was coming over to use the laundry machines and hand clothes in the dryer, and I folded them.
Yeah, but so here's the thing is that like I call it a dumb bitch moment when you do that without realizing what kind of person you're messing with. And that's where it came from. That's where these women had this idea of like you're doing too much. But when you have someone that you know what they're about, you know it's a decent dude, you know he's a gentleman, you know he treats you pretty well, you know he doesn't fly off the fucking rails, and he's nice to you, and he goes on dates with you, whatever
Like,
it
why
is.
not? It's like, why not?
Why the fuck wouldn't I? I want to. I'm a girl. I want to fold his clothes. I'm little. I'll be like, it's funny watching me do that shit. Like, but it's not women that are creating that. It's not men that are creating that. It's the women that are creating that. And the thing. It's the same thing in the man.
And I would take it even. Go ahead.
It's the same thing when the men are calling other men that are providing for girls or like being excited about their girlfriend's simps. Women aren't doing that. It's the men doing that to each other too.
It kind of relate, but it's not.
But
the
it comes
same
from
thing,
but it
because
comes from an
supposed to-
actual place.
Yeah, we're supposed to like provide for women, but it just. Sometimes they have their rights, sometimes they don't. Like you know when you're getting taken advantage of. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why I said it for the women too. There are certain, when it's a simp or a pick me, but not everyone, but a lot of people are just making it this crazy ass thing when it's not a pick me, it's not a simp. They are just genuinely interested in each other. Let them be fucking happy.
I would take it even a little further, Stacy, than say this, because I got a buddy of mine, it's like my brother. He said when he was in the army, right? He's married, and he said his wife friends was in her ear saying the same things and calling her the pick me, or hey, he doing this, he doing all this and that third. But his character was the same way it was in the army, home chilling. Come back actually home chilling, got his drink in his hand, watching TV. He portrayed the same characteristics, but he had women in her ear complaining and giving all these theories of what he should and should be. You don't know what's going on over there. But yeah, that's pretty much what a pick me is.
Okay, I want to give you an example. Who's a pick me? They call Beyonce a pick me. That's a traditional pick me because JC
He
went
said
and,
traditional pick me.
yeah, because JC went and got himself some pum pum somewhere else, and she stick with him. You see what I'm saying? Which is the right thing to do, actually. And I'm glad that
They're married with children, bro. Chill.
yeah, Beyonce didn't break up her family to please this goddamn feminist. They call her a pick. She's a pick.
Mm-hmm.
And that most oh girl, you a pick me, girl. You got your own money. Like leave that motherfucker.
I love that she stayed because she
Me too.
is one of the few examples of like, I signed up for this is marriage. You work through it.
Go ahead, Stacy.
But I don't.
So what I'm wondering is this pick me mentality, is it like a false short-term adjustment? Because I think women should naturally adjust to their men and their men's expectations if they choose them. If I choose a man who expects certain things, a natural progression is going to just be that
Right.
that I become that. So is this
To a certain extent. Because
is
just
it
like
the mentality that like I'm going to be fake and what you're asking for until I think I have you hooked and then I'm going to swap? Like
no, it's just it's okay, so I'm dating Poppy. Poppy, what's your favorite sports team?
Sport what?
Sports team.
My favorite sport what? Football?
Anything, dude. Anything.
Your Giants.
Mine too. That's my favorite. What's your favorite color?
Like Poppy too. God damn, $5
Hold on.
and got kicked in the ass. God
What's
damn.
what's your favorite color?
Poppy
Red,
thick
red
sometimes.
all day.
Poppy a little thick tonight. Yeah.
Red all day, man.
Poppy, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Mine too. It's
Oh, okay, I got it.
It's what's your favorite food? Mine too. Mine too. And then it's like I'm folding.
Bark like a dog. No, a big dog. Woof. Now jump on one foot.
Yeah. What is that? Come to America?
Yeah, coming to America.
Coming to America. The princess when she's like doing everything that he's saying, that's a pick me. And it's not like the idea isn't like, oh, then it's gonna come out. It's just, oh, you're just a pick me. You want to be everything that he wants so that you get picked. It's like a negative connotation of, and it's an extreme form of pointing out submission. But submission is
Bingo.
Submission is like but submission isn't like, this is the fucked up thing that people get it twisted. A lot of women have an issue with the word submit and submission because a lot of men have made it into a thing of a woman needs to submit and obey. But the reality is a woman naturally wants to submit when she's protected, when she's defended, when she feels safe. She will naturally want to submit. That's why I make the jokes of like, I want someone that I'm going to be like, hey, daddy, like actually like that, because I know that I'm going to feel safe with that's what I'm safe with you guys. Like I remember Angela and I had an issue and this is like practice, right? We had an issue about something, but I did not realize he was trying to rearrange the schedule to fit my needs because I had a lot going on. And the whole time I'm like, well, blah, 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 blah. When he explained it, like, you got a lot going on, so that's why I changed it. I was like, oh, you're trying to protect me. You're trying to take care of me. And I immediately was like, I'm sorry. And like, I'm submitting in most aspects with the relationship with my partner. Does that make sense? And like, and women, but women don't.
The whole conversation of submission. So
because the issue I have is that with like a lot of women think that it's like, that automatically means that I'm less than, instead of the reality is that we're becoming a unit.
Yeah, so, the thing is like now everything's in the open now. Everything is run through social media. Everything is in the open, and let's just keep it 100. The biggest genre music is hip hop, and everybody's following that model, and all the females role model. I call it prostitution music. Everybody listen to them. Whatever the city girls say, Cardi B, Megan, goes. You see what I'm saying? So if you listen to their, if most females is actually listening to their message, while at the same time, those girls that are rapping about all of that, like take the man's money, fuck the 10 guys every summer, all this bullshit, they don't even live by those codes. So they lying to this little girl, yo. They just straight up lying to them.
They are, because I remember
they're only on relationship.
You remember the song Cardi B was singing like, I don't cook, I don't clean.
Yeah, that's my point.
So her husband
record her.
He recorded her fucking sweeping, and he's like, you don't cook or clean, right?
But he had to do that because you had to do that because he messed with, now the media got it to the point, now I got in his head. Now it's like I have to show proof and evidence of that.
I wouldn't go that far. It was just funny.
I know, but that's what he would have done.
Cardi B is Latina, bro. Them girls are raised
yeah,
bro. That's like
I have to actively bring it back and not cook for someone after I sleep with them. Like I gotta nope, don't do it today.
All right, but I will say this because I don't want to veer too much off it, and this is pretty much going back to what Stacey said earlier. One person said, so that by that logic, I guess the pick me logic, so Will Smith is a simp for Jabba. I guess so.
Jada.
For Jada. Well, I'm gonna say Jabba. Yeah, I guess so. What's another one here?
Yeah,
trying to make sure I keep track of.
Hold on, can I go back to what Minka said?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Just let me read this real quick because I don't want to.
Okay, read it real quick, but then I gotta speak because I've been waiting to speak for months. Months.
Hey, we gotta talk after too.
You can focus up now, motherfucker, and say.
I got something for you.
You get that too, Stacey.
All right, I'm focusing.
But promo said yeah about social media clout pick me. Yeah, I agree with that profile. Go ahead, Stacey. What's your thoughts?
So this whole women's view of submission has really, really, really irritated me because I agree with Minka. Women are it is natural for us to submit to our men.
Yes.
if you have to talk about it, complain about it, or demand it, you haven't earned it. Okay? So women respect and submit their men if their men have earned it. If we choose you, it happens naturally. If you think you are not being submitted to or respected or in any of those things, it's because you haven't earned it. You haven't created that strong, that safe, that trusting environment that we can submit and trust you.
So my question to you, Stacey, is how would
all these men coming in here and always talking about demanding women to submit? Why do women not submit? Why do women not do this? Why do women not do that? Guess what? It's kind of natural to us. If we're not doing it for you, you haven't earned it.
You ended one. Just say that, Stacey. You just ended one.
I know, right? That's it.
So Stacey, I don't know if you heard the whole date thing. Like I've explained it because people on here keep asking like, what made you want to sleep on the first date? Total gentleman, picked the restaurant, whole thing. That made me feel like I wanted to submit. It's that easy. And but there's an entitlement that a lot of guys have of you should automatically be like that with the bare minimum. And that's I think where the issue started.
All right, fellas, just for YouTube purposes, the white dog with Stacey has no racist intentions. Just let you know. Okay, let's go.
They got a black one.
What?
Yeah, they got a black one, but the white dog is actually next to Stacey. I just want to confirm that for you.
That's a beautiful dog, bro.
You're so weird.
Yeah, it is.
You
good.
are such a weird.
Hey.
She has no racist intentions at all.
I'm just saying by the image portraying it, I don't want a Family Guy moment kick in. So yeah, there you go. Speaking,
having a good conversation.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and clip this last video real quick of this, and
you could call. You didn't need. I think what makes them challenging to talk about in this day and age, they put man and woman on them. What they should have done is said, just black and white, right?
Yin and yang.
Yeah, yin and yang would have been perfect, right? So you got the yin personality, you got the yang personality. Here's how they're not necessarily men and women, because let's face it, we know a lot of women that are strong, controlled, and focused. We know a lot of men that are free, flowing, open, radiant, right? So but I think they're generally speaking, psychologically, here's some characteristics. So that's where we're at. Dave, are you concerned yet? Is this the freaking podcast that gets us banned finally? I don't know.
No, I'm concerned at the depth that this guy is going into to explain what I think is going to be a series of behaviors that we're going to discuss that are really deep.
Yes. It's interesting because what he's saying is, and what he says is that the military can shut out these feminine characteristics, and that's not good.
Yeah.
That's what he's about to say.
Yeah.
That one of the negative characteristics of a militaristic organization is it doesn't have enough of the feminine characteristics. For instance, free and open mind, right? Those are bad. If you don't have those you're in a bad situation. So he goes on to say, evidence of this aversion is of necessity circumstantial. It embraces such phenomena. So here's some things that kind of show maybe this anti-effeminate role that you have in the military. One, the importance attached to such outward signs of sex role identification as hair length. Since the insistence on short back and sides seems correlated with those periods in history when sexual differentiation was linked to hair length, we can dismiss excuses of neatness and hygiene as rationalizations. Field Marshal Lord Wolseley stated the true case when he said, "It is very difficult to make an Englishman at any time look like a soldier. He is fond of his longish hair. Hair is the glory of a woman, but the shame of a man."
That was weird.
He's going way somewhere else, man.
He's reading from a book that some guy did a study. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, what was his thought process of writing that book?
No.
Like, because I know the stuff he was bringing up is from other people's thoughts, and I'm gonna still stick with it even currently now to this day. Things is changing so much. Like, if you say, for example, the list that he gave for masculine, even the stuff that we pretty much gave our own description of what we think is masculine, a lot of women is taking on that persona. And then if we instantly give like the 5 characteristics of a feminine behavior, we're not talking about wearing a dress, we're not talking about wearing just the characteristics. Instantly, I can sit there and say, well, hey, I know a guy act the same way with the same feminine energy. So now the question becomes how we really identify masculine traits or you know what? It goes back to the question of, is traditional masculinity and femininity dead?
I don't think it's dead. I
You
think
don't
that
so?
No, I think that it's like politics. I'm in LA. I meet a lot of people that hate Trump, but no one is saying anything because they're terrified. I meet a lot of women that want to be feminine and submit, but there's such a negative stipulation about it. They don't talk about it. I meet a lot of guys too that they want to find a woman to like provide for and get married, and they don't want to cheat, but they also don't want to be taken advantage of, and it's scary out there. So I think that it's when like on social media and what's being promoted, I think is the opposite. But I think in reality that like a lot of people want what we're talking about, want the traditional. I actually believe that we've gone so far to the extreme of pushing away traditional ideas and idealism that we are now where our generation is going towards is actually seeking traditional values. That's what my personal opinion is based off of a lot of people that I meet. It's like everyone's tired of the bullshit.
Actually, to be honest with you, I think she's gonna get worse before you get better.
Shut up, Poppy. Let's be positive.
I agree with that.
I like to be real.
I agree with that. What about you, Primal? You agree with that? It's gonna get worse before you get better.
How much worse can it get?
That's a good one.
We haven't even touched this.
I mean, we got men out here wearing dresses. We got women that have to be boss babes because the man ain't taking care of business. Like I feel like we've hit an all-time low. Like
nah, not even that. I'm pretty
having a low. We haven't. Listen, this is the way I look at it is. This is like the sinking Titanic. You know how the Titanic was like sinking slowly? That is exactly how we are. Because the reason why is because men and women are completely opposite of the spectrum, bro. Nobody want to work together. As soon as it's like a little drama in the relationship, they're walking away. No
one knows what work is or commitment is.
Exactly. Why do you think? Listen, like my grandma used to tell me, yo, female back in the day. Just the fact you used to get divorced, they used to change you. They used to look at you like a loser. Mm-hmm. And God forbid you had different baby daddy. Oh my God, you like the scum of the earth. You had like 2-3 baby daddy. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? You were near a prostitute back then.
You know when I realized like it.
Now it's normal. Now they promote it.
See,
look at Britney Renner. Talk about daddy season.
The reason that I think that we've already gone to the bottom of the barrel was, I'm gonna say it this way. The day that people, especially girls that do OnlyFans, said, I'm not a porn star, I'm on OnlyFans, and they see it as something different. That was the day that I was like, we hit bottom. We are officially at bottom.
I've been seeing this for like, because me and my friends talk like this for like literally for the past 10, 12 years. Like, yo, this shit is fucked up, bro. And listen, I'll be outside and we can sit over here we can do a 24-hour live. Yo, if I start telling you all the wild stuff, it's ugly out there, bro. It's ugly, son. And guess what? It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get uglier because females got this mentality that they are equal as with a man.
You know what I think that comes down to? It comes down to when a lot of women, and again, I have no problem with a woman having their own independence, but when they're coming across another men, then they're clashing with their ideals now with their natural traditional ideals. I think that's what it pretty much come down to. So it's like somebody and same way Stacey was so passionate about what you said earlier. Stacey, I'm so passionate about the one when it comes to the boss babes. And me and Mika had a whole conversation behind the scenes about this, right? We pretty much have a good understanding on it. If you're making $80K, let's say you and I don't know your financial situations in my business, but let's just say you and Primal switch the roles, right? And you're making the 100K and Primal's doing 40. Should it be safe to say, okay, well, let me step up a little bit on a financial gain? Why would I force Primal something he's comfortable with, something that he's okay with? Why am I going to force Primal to like, hey, you need to make as much as I do, knowing what the length is takes to be an 80K to 100K financial earner?
All right, so Primal's sound system here kind of sucks. Can
No,
you
it's not that.
concise that question so I know what to answer? Like,
Okay, cool. Do you think?
Oh, she a smart bitch. She said concise. I'm sorry. I love you, Stacey.
I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
It's not
Yeah,
you,
no.
Angeles.
I know. I'm on her. That's the wifey there. I'm on her.
Hey, her and I have our own relationship, okay?
That's
Relax.
fine. Yeah, just pretty much. Do you have an issue with if the roles reverse? If your man's making 40K a year and you's making 100K?
Can we make a bet before she answers?
Sure, go ahead.
I think she's not gonna care.
Yeah, but you're forcing feeding her now, so I think she's gonna agree with
Poppy,
you.
no, she's gonna make her own decision. What'd you tell Robin last time? Miss, are you an adult? Do you know how to have adult conversation?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
cool.
you led her on to the witness. I've been in court too now. Don't play me out.
Poppy, do you think she would care? Do you think
You
that
think
she would? Do you think that if Stacey won more money than the male, that she would care if he made less money or not?
I mean, obviously, I don't know her, but she giving me the vibe that she would be with Primal if the situation was reversed.
Ooh,
I mean,
Angelus.
She is like if I could take a bet to Las Vegas, I would bet that she will if she making 100 and if she making 100 and my man Primal making 40, she would still stick around because I believe she genuinely like this man. And when a woman genuinely love you like that, it's different. You see what I'm saying? So, and I believe she would stick it out with him. Now, is she the majority? No, she's not. And that's what I always like to speak in majority.
Yes.
She's the minority.
We know that. We rarely have. Angelus, what do you think?
I'm not thinking nothing. I'm waiting for her. Y'all stop long stroking it, and she can answer the question.
Look, but you long stroked it on a regular, but it's okay. Relax, sir.
Lead attorney here.
Stacey, what's your answer?
Yeah, no, my answer is that wouldn't matter to me.
Okay, even if you met him.
In this situation, yes, Primal makes more.
Okay.
However, I am that boss ass bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I climbed my way up from nothing, and
Okay.
I have kept climbing. And in the world, when it comes to my career,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to my social interactions, when it comes to what I need to financially provide for myself and for my home,
Mm-hmm.
no, I am that boss ass bitch. But I still want to come home and have a man to, for lack of a better term, to submit to.
I agree.
My man needs to be better than me.
I
And
agree.
it doesn't have to deal with financial situations. It has to deal with persona and command and power and defending my home. And money doesn't represent that.
Okay. So shout out to Uncle Gun. So just kind of got to kick y'all from time to time, get y'all off the. It's a joke, but shout out to Ian, man. Haven't seen him in a minute, so shout out to you, Ian. Saying I don't think it's dead. I think it's the traditional roles are less traditional nowadays. I agree with that, but there are still people who want that traditional man and woman dynamic. Yeah, and that key word at the ending, dynamic. That's
That's what I was. But that's what I was also trying to say is that when you look at your social constructs and that boss ass bitch, I feel like I'm that boss ass bitch. I feel like Minka is that boss ass bitch.
But we still want to submit.
She could hold her own and take down the world if she wanted. We could be pinky in the brain.
But see, that comes
But
with
but we still want traditional.
Yeah, but
We
see, that
still
comes down
want
to and I agree with that. That still comes down to again vetting, conversation, and even working on yourself. Let's just say you are that boss ass, and you come up and you're independent, like the queen and king scenario I gave earlier. But when you approach these men, even men too, because I want to keep everybody accountable. Once these men, self-proclaiming kings, approach these women and start dating and courting them, once we get to that level, then it's like, okay, now we got to work on that dynamic. How do we do that? Communication.
It's not just that, because one of the things that I thought you were going to say that touches on all of this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is something that I went through as a boss bitch. I'm so masculine in my business world that I had to learn how to separate that from when I'm dating a man, when I am interested in a man. And I had to learn of like, okay, this is like work mode and this is my safe space. Because I think a lot of women, that from what I've seen, is they don't separate them. And so they're dating these men trying to be like that boss in their everyday life, and that's not how you attract the man you're looking for. You're not, if I go on a date with a guy and I'm like, yeah, I closed this much this year and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about all of my exceptional excellence on a date. Like, he's going to be like, all right, she doesn't need me, which is one of the bare necessities that a man needs from being with a woman, is being needed. Like, I'm taking away, the lady that I said has been married for a long time. She used to tell me, you need to allow the man to be a man. And I think that's a tricky part when you have women that are career driven, which is more prominent nowadays. And I think that's a big portion of the traditional side that like women need to acknowledge, like, okay, there's a lot of women saying, where are all the good guys? But they're acting that way in their everyday life.
You got something, Stacey?
Yeah, can I counter argue that is a vetting process of, say, the woman who needs to find a man who understands her pride and her acceptance and her strength in her field, and that if he can get through the first couple dates with her bragging about her strengths and he can accept and admire those, then the actual dynamic of partnership and submission can begin. But maybe in those first couple dates, she needs to intimidate him a little, because what if then say he says, no, I want a stay-at-home mom, and she goes, no, my career is very important. Like, but maybe it's a vetting process.
It is, but and I hear you and I agree with you. What I'm specifically talking about is not, I feel like you and I, if we go on dates, we're not grandiose to the point where we're trying to chase them away. We are human. We want to talk about excellence and proud of what we do, and want to find someone that can be proud of us too. I'm referring to, I've also been the person in the past where I was too much, and that there is a certain thing of like being too, you've been on a date with a guy where all he's doing is flashing his fancy watch and talking about how he's so great at this and he's so great at that. And it's like, oh God, shut up. Right? Am I wrong?
I mean, that's like, most men like to flash. I mean, I know I said most men, but a lot of men like to flash.
Yeah. But when they do that, it's so much, it's a turn off. I'm saying women, because there's so many more women now that are career driven and career oriented and like, quote, being boss babes, they do that on dates too. They overly flash to the point where it's like, I don't know many guys that would be like, oh yeah.
Well, that still comes to the comparison of just like men talking themselves out of the box too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a turn off. It's a turn off. You know what I'm saying? To a lot of women, and I'll just keep it 100. It might be a turn off for most women for men to flash. And to me personally, I don't even think it is, because women that get turned on by men doing that, they're just out to get one thing, and that's just that gold.
But my question to you guys is, wouldn't you be turned off if a girl did that to you?
Turned off by like she flashing, like how
she's flashing, like flexing this and that left and right.
I will say no. If a man just
really
no, hold on. Let me say this.
Oh, sorry.
It depends on the flex.
I would say no if a man just wanted to hit it. Yeah, I don't care how much, as long as I hit it. Now, for some long-term relationship, I don't think that's the great recipe for a girl to kind of be like the front runner.
That's what I'm referring to. That's specifically what I'm referring to. If I'm
looking at you as a one night stand type of thing, or like, my little fuck buddy, you can flash all you want to, baby. You know what I mean? Hey, babe, you gonna tell me your boss babe stories like you do this? I just.
So what you're saying, you wouldn't take her serious? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be knowing in my hair like, oh, word. For real? Damn,
and that's the point that I'm trying to make, because there's for women, it's like it's not a double standard. For women, there's also a fine, because we have so many of them now, it's also the same thing for women. And I'm trying to impart that because I've also experienced that, where I realize like, oh, I'm too aggressive. There's not enough femininity that I'm pushing out to attract this man.
Yeah, I get it. I get your point, girl.
That's all I was trying to say.
Nah,
That was a
right
hard
here.
lesson
We're
for
right
me.
here, baby. We're right here.
Peppy Black girl. So that's it. I'm shut up. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm done.
Oh, finally. I just play. You know, I love listening. Listen, one thing.
Lead attorney here.
One thing about me, I love listening to women talk, but I hate I hate her like listening talk. You see what I'm saying? Like, meaning that when women talk, bro, you better pay attention.
Yeah.
They're giving you a lot of clues, bro.
Yeah.
And that's when you go out, for all you fellas out there, when you go out on the date with a girl, let her talk, man. You just do 20 or 30%
That'll take the
of the
panties
whole
off
talk.
too.
All the fellas have to do is sit down and just talk to like 20-30% of the time. Don't do no more talking. If you talking more than her, you fucking up your pussy, brother. Because you wanna say some dumb ass shit and hunger gonna get turned on. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
And I agree with that. So just to wrap everything up here, everybody final thoughts, likes, dislike, and just on everything else. If Stacey want to go, then Primal, then we'll work our way around.
Yeah, I appreciate the discussion. I guess, and my fire alarm was going off, so I apologize there. I walked away for a second.
Oh, you're fine.
Did
Stacey was holding it down as a unit like she's supposed to.
Did all the questions get answered?
I believe so.
Okay, because I don't want anybody feeling like there were questions that didn't get answered. So hopefully all those questions did get answered. Again, apologize. Fire alarm was going off there, so I had to go deal with that. But
Okay.
we're good. I guess to kind of put a bow on it, for my final thoughts are traditional masculinity and femininity, where this all started. That was the original conversation. I don't think it's dead, but I think it's kind of almost discouraged nowadays. And I want it to be revitalized a little bit. I feel like my dad was a very traditional masculine male, and he passed a lot of those characteristics on to me. And I think that has served me well throughout my days so far in this world, and I hope it continues to serve me well. And I think women out there, where traditional femininity probably has served a lot of them very well. And I think it would continue to serve them well. And if we keep getting away from it, look at the current state of dating in the world right now. Do people seem overly satisfied? Or do we feel like there's a lot of people out there that are not really happy with the current state of dating?
It's not good out there.
I agree.
Bro.
So maybe we need a bit of a return to some of those foundational, primal stances.
Oh, Lord.
Stances? I missed that last part.
You're just speaking in general. I guess you want to repeat yourself because she missed something.
I did.
I thought she was still on.
What's up?
Can you repeat that?
I just went on like a really powerful 1-minute monologue there, Chica.
I just the last part. I was still listening to it. I had it on my phone.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, I think we need a bit of a return to some traditional values.
Oh my God, yes, please.
What about you, Stacey?
You can focus up now, motherfucker, and say it.
I think we need to start vilifying, or we need to stop vilifying traditional values, and we also need to stop abusing traditional values.
Yeah.
I think that we are ingrained very naturally to be our traditional masculine and our traditional feminine characteristics. And I think that has just been abused and manipulated over not even the years, not even the decades, not even the centuries. And I think that what you're facing right now is you have people creating genres, if you will, genres of choice, which means, hey, I'm a lady, I don't want traditional masculinity, or I'm a male and I want to be a hyper feminine male. And it's not reducing your pool of dating necessarily. It's not reducing your pool. It's just helping categorize the people that you need to find. And so, yeah, the trans community, the gay community, the hyper feminine male community, they have their women out there to find, and the masculine community has their women to find. You can still have a boss ass bitch who wants a masculine man and who wants traditional values in the home. And so stop vilifying the people that are projecting like, hey, I want something different. Because they're allowed to do that, and you're allowed to do that. And so what it is it's just, everybody's creating genres and your pool is closing. It's just getting a little smaller. And either you adapt or you get better at vetting and recognizing what you're looking for.
Exactly.
What about you, Poppy?
I came in kind of late, so but still, I think we covered everything, if I'm mistaken.
I believe so.
It was good, man. It's always a good vibe when I'm with you. I like Primal, I like Angela's, I like my girl Minka. You see what I'm saying? And this is important. I think this is pretty important because so maybe it helped a few people out there. You see what I'm saying? That's only matter. If you can get one person, man, I think we did our job. That's one less miserable person.
Facts. And that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. And that's all I have to say about that.
I appreciate you, Poppy, and I appreciate you coming on and taking the time out. And shout out to you. There you go, right there. Boom. Yeah.
You have to post that on the chat, man. I cannot get it like that. I'm gonna send that to the wrong angle.
Hey, we gonna be behind the scenes. But I appreciate everybody coming in and showing the love and support, all that good stuff. My take on it, I agree with everybody else. And just remember, vet wisely, because at the end of the day, if you're a guy and you got feminine energy, hey, there might be a masculine woman out there for you. You never know. But you got to vet wisely and find them. Also, if you have women out there that's boss babying it up and think they got it going on, hey, when you come across that man that's checking all the boxes for you, don't get mad because he don't have the same financial gain as you do. And then if he do have the same financial gain as you do, guess what? When a guy or any individual gets that certain level, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100K, guess what? They're going to be busy. Their time is limited. So you need to understand that. What do you really want out that relationship? If it's all about the money, understand the consequences. If it's not about the money and it's about what he does for you here, and even in the bedroom. I know, Mick, we're on the same deal. Like, you in the bedroom.
I'm like,
and if you checking all them boxes there, then hey, you know what? 40, 30, 50K, I can work with that. His 30 with my 30 makes 60. His 40 with my 100 can make it work. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so shout out to y'all. I was hoping
you're gonna ask me what I thought about it? Wow.
No, we out.
Emotional damage.
I'm done. I'm good. I don't need anything.
All right.
Wait, come back.
No, but seriously though, your final thoughts and everything.
I love this conversation because this is honestly like one of my biggest pet peeves in life right now is that I'm in LA. It's hard dating because everyone is so against traditional, and it is hard to find. And like, it's nice even to have this for me, even if nobody in the chat got help. I really appreciate having this topic tonight because it makes me feel there's humanity still in this world. That's the best way I can explain it.
And to be fair, and I'm not gonna, because I know sometimes we clown you for the whole LA thing, but just to be fair, it's all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Stacy, Primal, Poppy, everybody's been through it. Like, it's that little level of conversation is all over. So we can't really knocking on that one. So again, guys, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Hit the like button, hit that notification bell button. If you don't want to see my ugly face, I know it's ugly, it's beat up, all that good stuff. We have Spotify.
Let me do the horse pose.
No. I messed up. No. I know I cursed that one so quick when I threw it up there. No. I know.
Angelus, before you close, can I do a shameless plug real quick for tomorrow night?
Go ahead, sir.
So tomorrow night on the Sunday stream, on the Super Sunday stream, there's going to be a friendly debate between Educated Tyrone / Stefan and QB Passport Flexing about what is the black pill. So I hope you all make some time around 8:30 Central Time, and it's going to be a legit debate. I'm actually going to moderate it, and it's going to be like, have some actual rules, because I feel like when everybody talks about a debate in this space, it ends up to be two dudes shouting over each other sometimes. And we're going to have a actual debate. So I hope y'all are willing to come check that out tomorrow night at 8:30 Central Time.
All right, man. I appreciate you saying that. Let me share real quick for the viewers who don't know. So, and thank you for sharing, because I'm actually interested in that conversation. I didn't know it was actually going to be that was a topic. I know we discussed it a little bit, but yeah, for y'all guys out there who haven't seen it, go there, check my boy out for tomorrow, 8:30 p.m.
Subscribe, please.
Yeah, and I know I asked you in the back end, but I just want to ask: is it okay? I want to just be the announcer, announce it, and then just step out and just be in the chat. You know
yeah, man, you can be the hype guy. You can be the hype.
Cool. I just want to be the announcer, and that's it. But again, you have QB flexing. You know what I'm saying? The AKA Mr. Receipts with Stefan tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. All right, so check our guys out there. Let's try to keep it fair in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And I know Prime is going to keep it fair in the debate. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing that conversation happen.
Yeah, and please subscribe to my man Prime the channel, man. Subscribe
Of course.
to Great Bill, man.
Of course.
Subscribe to my channel, man. We're trying to come up, man. We're trying to get to the 1,000 subs ASAP, man.
Yeah, guys. So on that note, appreciate y'all. Thank you. If you're newcomers, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, and all that good stuff. Appreciate you.